Hey, it's your girl Stacey, and it's time for the weekend vlog. So first of all, let me apologize for the lighting. I wanted to do this vlog during the day where I had some natural sunlight, but my day got away from me and I wasn't able to do that. So I'm recording now, so it might be a little dark. Again, I apologize. But today I wanted to share or talk to you guys and share our Christmas traditions. My former HR assistant at my previous employer gave me this idea. Her name is Melissa Whitney, as I affectionately call her, SA for super assistant. Suggested that I do Christmas traditions as a vlog for this weekend. So I'm running with it, and I appreciate her giving that to me. It was a great idea. So since she did that, I'm going to share hers first, and I also heard from several people on Facebook. I had a couple of conversations with my friends on Periscope, and some face-to-face, some on the telephone. So I will share all the good traditions that were shared with me. So first, Melissa says, now let me give you a little background. Melissa has two sisters, and she's from upstate New York. So she says now her family goes to church on Christmas Eve because that is something her grandmother did with them when they were small. They also make candy, like homemade candy, and I've tasted it, and it is delicious. And growing up, they had to wait till after they ate breakfast to open their gifts. Also, their grandmother used to take her and her sisters to see the Nutcracker every year, and they would go to Pizza Hut before they went to see the Nutcracker. So that was a cute little fun tradition she had with her family. And since we're speaking of the Nutcracker, I wanted to share, I also have a tradition of the Nutcracker. I've seen it several times with my girlfriends. A couple of us took ballet, so we would go see the Nutcracker every Christmas, or close to every Christmas. But one Christmas in particular, we went, and my girlfriend Shala went with me to the restroom because I always got a potty. And she went with me to the restroom, and it was like during intermission, but I guess for whatever reason, it took too long for us to get back. And we got locked out of the theater and couldn't get back in for a couple of scenes. So she always teases me now about being locked out of the Nutcracker. So fast forward to 4 years ago, we took our friend Jasmine's little girls to see the Nutcracker in Baltimore. And of course, when we went to the bathroom, Shala had to say, now let's make sure we don't get locked out. But, that was just a fun, memory that we still laugh about today. And the Nutcracker, ladies, if you have daughters or nieces or whatever, you have to take them to see the Nutcracker during Christmas. It's not Christmas without the Nutcracker. So I wanted to share that one. So now let me pull up what my friend said on Facebook. So my friend Stephanie Booth, who I went to elementary, middle, and high school with, says having family Christmas dinner, Christmas dinner with her family, I'll get it out, is one of her family traditions. Patricia White, who is my cousin, says staying at home with my husband and 3 sons in our Christmas PJs. That is their Christmas tradition. My friend Donica Thompson, another Hertford County girl, putting up her Christmas tree on her birthday. Donica had a birthday last week, so she has started the tradition that's when she puts up her Christmas tree, and I love it. Donna Lewis, my former co-worker, Christmas Eve with her family, her friends of the family, the Andrews is that family's name. So they have Christmas Eve together with this family every year, and she says she doesn't think they've missed one gathering in 25 years. That's awesome. There's nothing like good family friends. My friend Renelle Roberts, baking cookies with her family. That's their family tradition. And Donna Lewis also shared watching White Christmas and wrapping presents. Sister is what she said. I don't know if that's with her sister, or I'm assuming she's saying with her sister. Donna, if I'm wrong, correct me on that one. But I wanted to go back to a couple of them that you guys shared and share some of mine. The one about, who said it? The family gathering, Donna mentioned that. Growing up, my family always had a Christmas Eve Christmas party, and so different families in the community came. My friends came and my church family. So it was just like everybody that was anybody in my life was at this party on Christmas Eve. So it was good fun. The grown-ups were upstairs, the kids were downstairs, and we just had a ball. And I remember when people, when they started leaving, we knew soon Santa Claus would be coming. So, I remember my brother and I, our rooms were right across the hall from each other. And I remember my brother Jeffrey and I kind of just sitting, laying on the floor in our doorways, like talking to each other because we're supposed to be in bed, and kind of listening, like, what was that? Do you think they're putting our gifts out or whatever? And now Roy, I guess he was too old or too cool to be hanging with us, but that's what we would do. And then Christmas morning, we couldn't get up, or we could get up, but we couldn't go downstairs and open our gifts until 7 o'clock. So what we would do is we would, wait. At 6:30, you're up, and you're looking at your clock. So we would bolt downstairs at 7 o'clock. And then I guess my parents were here, so they would come down, and then we would get up, and Mom would start cooking breakfast. And I remember my dad would take the wrapping paper and the boxes and put them in the fireplace and start the fire. And so you would smell that Christmas morning, and it just really smelled homey and just smelled like the holidays. So after, that, I guess early afternoon, we would get dressed and go to my grandma's house, who didn't live far away. And all my family, cousins, aunts and uncles that lived out of town would be there. And we would have this great Christmas dinner with the best desserts. And then the cousins would play games and just get in trouble, because that's what we did, and get couched by the grown-ups. That means you got to come in here and sit down with us, which was the worst. And so we would do that, So those are fun memories for me. Of course, as life happens and changes, family traditions have changed. We no longer live in North Carolina. So, and my father's deceased. So my mom is up here in Maryland now. So we gather at her house or at my aunt and uncle's house. And, my grandmother recently passed. So she's not going to be part of the family tradition as she used to be. But her spirit will be there, and we're going to carry that on. And I'm sure us cousins are still going to get together and do what we do. But we just won't get in trouble as much now. So those are some of the family traditions that I have. And since I've been back in Maryland, one brother, Jeffrey, lives like 7 minutes from me. So Christmas mornings, his kids are a little older now, but when they were little, I would get up, still with my pajamas on. I would brush my teeth, throw on a baseball hat, and go to his house and watch them open gifts, and then, come back home, get dressed, and then meet up, with the entire family later on in the day. So those are some of the things that I do. Also, I had some people share things either on Periscope with me, or they called me, or just face to face. So let me share those. So my girlfriend Felicia shared with me we met for brunch yesterday, that her family, what they do, they get up early. Not too early, but they get up, her husband and herself, and if she has family members home, they get up, and her in-laws come over. They have a big, Christmas breakfast, open their gifts. Then, people scatter and, go home or whatever. And then her and her husband will watch a Christmas movie together. And then later on, they get dressed and go back to her in-laws for Christmas dinner. So I think that's a really sweet tradition. My friend Cheryl says her and her family ride around and look at the Christmas lights while sipping on Starbucks. You can't beat Starbucks. And then she says they also read the true story or meaning of Christmas out of the Bible on Christmas Eve, and I think that's awesome. I'm going to incorporate that as well. I mean, I think we all do it anyway, but just to make it official and something you do. My boyfriend's family, ever since they were little kids, their mother would buy them pajamas on Christmas Eve, and that was the one gift they could open and wear. So they have, taken that on into adulthood, and they do the same for their kids now, and everybody gets a new set of PJs, and, they do that. And I think that's it. Cheryl mentioned going to see the lights. Well, here in Maryland, we have several places where you can go see the lights, but the past couple of years, I have gone to see the light displays. It's called the Festival of Lights at Watkins Park, which is a park locally here. And, that's fun. I like to do it with either my niece and nephew, or, I've done it with my boyfriend, and you just, you pay your fee, you go through and drive and look at the different lights, and you can turn to certain stations they tell you and hear Christmas music. I got my own Christmas CDs, and I got satellite radio, so I listen to that. But that's fun, and it'll be, if you have some cocoa to drink it and stuff, eggnog, that's always fun. So those are what traditions I have now. But please, please, please share with me whatever traditions you have that you have not shared. You can reach me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I keep saying Twitter every time. Twitter. You can tweet me on Twitter. Say that fast 5 times. So anyway, I would love to hear what you all, I know you all have some great traditions that you haven't shared with me. So please do so. And I'm going to start incorporating some of these traditions y'all have. Hopefully one day I will have my own little family and I can do some of these. But I can do some of these now by myself. Or make my boyfriend, ride around and drink Starbucks with me, whatever. He'll get over it. So anyway, I just wanted to share those, and I hope you found them enjoyable. I will check in with you next week with another Christmas rendition of something, and I hope you all like it. But like I said, let me hear those traditions. Let's keep this going. This is fun. All right, you guys have a wonderful week this week. Talk to you soon. Holla.